Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey everyone, welcome to the discussion for Kinfire Chronicles. As always with my campaigns, this is like a preliminary discussion, usually after like 2 or 3 sessions in, just to kind of give our overall thoughts so we can have some form of a review. And then there's always a second discussion, either where we quit and we talk about why, or we finish it out and we talk about the campaign as a whole. So we've done 2 quests at this point, so take that with what you will. But got into enough to go over a few battles and then town exploration and stuff. Overall, what do you guys think of Kinfire Chronicles?
A pretty good start so far, I'd say. I think there's only like one thing that's going to get really annoying.
Yeah?
And it's the bag.
It's the chip bag. It's the gimmick of this game. The thing that differentiates itself from a lot of... Because there's a lot of these. So what's the novelty? And I play a lot of these kinds of games. Mm-hmm. So it's like, okay, what sets this apart from the other ones? Right. And in Isofarian Guard, it's a bag building 1 or 2 player game only. Gloomhaven is the hand management aspect. And this one is the chit bag. So before we talk about this and other specific things, so Kat, you're liking it? Mm-hmm. You liking it, mm-hmm. Brett?
I'm gonna say so far good, and it surprised me a little bit because when I heard about it, when I found out a little bit about it, I just found myself thinking, kind of where you were, I think, starting to head is, what is with all of this influx of quasi role-playing, heavy thematic games that are really simple functions? And so I was just like, because in role-playing, you have a whole lot of possibilities, and you kind of use your imagination, dream things up, and so it's way too limiting.
Yeah.
But as a board game, it's extremely thematic and immersive, but it really just comes down to a few little actions and a few decisions making with the cards.
Right.
So why would that be fundamentally different from, deck builder or some of those types of things where it's either cards or dice. Management?
Yeah.
But I'm going to say that I was surprised at how much I was immersed, and I was actually interested in simple combat. We're just moving around. There's 9 squares.
Right. Yeah, you're almost always within range of the enemy.
Yeah.
It's definitely, because like the way movement's done here and in some other games, it's like you are always almost within range of someone, but you can do just enough combos to still be like, okay, they're focused on me, I'm going to run away and draw them out, that it's not like, what's the point of moving,
Yeah. But you don't want it to be too much movement or too many spaces, or you could really draw the combat out.
Yeah. Well, because a lot of games, in my opinion, where the best type of movement is only orthogonal. Once you add diagonal movement, it's like terrain doesn't matter, because it's like, I can just diagonally move around that. So it's like a game like Madara, for example, has only orthogonal movement, so it's actually very tactile in how you're doing stuff, and this kind of has that. I'd say one of the things that this game has going for it so far is accessibility. Like, these types of games just can be like, all right, here's one of my favorite games right now is Aeon Trespass Odyssey. I read that 50-page rulebook 3 times and still have questions. Not because it's not in there, it's that it is in there. It's a lot.
Yes.
I've watched videos too, and it's like I eventually put that campaign on hold because I was trying to do another campaign at the same time that also had a bunch of little rules. So it was just too much trying to hop back and forth. I'd remember one, then when I went to the other one, I'd forget it. And so these kinds of games, I think, can go a long way for just having a tutorial system. And making it to where it's like, this is lighter than the others, but we took out all the heavy rules and replaced it with just immersibility.
Yeah. Or put specifics on each card when it comes up.
Right.
Deal with it. Otherwise, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. So what do you guys think of the actual combat? Like the battle phases or the battle quests or whatever?
Well, they're okay. The combat is, the gimmick of the game is you take your token out of the bag, randomly, obviously. And it could just be, a black one, another black one. And so that's not very fun. There's kind of a way to mitigate that, but we're not really sure, like, how many fate tokens we're going to get in the game, and, like, is it worth using it? Are we going to blow through them on accident? Like,
yeah, or kind of how they work. It's like, do they care? I feel like I read somewhere that they carry from quest to quest, but you can only ever have and use a max of 3. So it almost seems like they do always give them to you, but you don't want to just blow through them.
Yeah, and you don't want to assume, because what if they don't for some reason?
Yeah.
Or you just get bad luck, where you just have to use them, and then you don't get any for a while, and so you're just kind of like, okay, well, more bad luck.
Yeah.
Because in games, like, that is a big part of it, is just getting lucky. That's the only thing that I can see being a downfall is the combat.
Yeah.
Other than that, just like, it's very straightforward, but
it is very straightforward. Yeah. So we'll talk about the chit bag, because this is bad. I do think this is a bad design inherently. It's gone our way, like, relatively, for the 2 combats that we have done.
Yeah.
And theoretically,
there's been tension and there's been concern about it, which is good.
Yeah, you don't want it to be a
easy, it hasn't been
steamroll.
impossible.
Yeah, it's not like they're sitting here going, well, that was easy every single fight, because
Right.
then it's like, what's the point? But you also don't want to be like, what's the point? We can't win. And I will say this game does have a fail forward system, so that's much appreciated. That it's like, if you lose, at least the quests we've done so far, which we haven't lost, but it's like, the first one, for example, if you lose against the Wyvern, you just get less money.
Right.
And it's like, okay, keep going. Because if this game was redo it, it's like, no, I'm never, even if I wasn't recording, I'm not redoing it.
Yeah. One session of really bad luck doesn't end at anything.
Yeah. So theoretically, this bag leans more in our favor. Slightly by 3 tokens.
Yeah.
No.
15 to 12?
It might actually be, I think it's actually 15 to 13, so by 2 tokens.
Yeah.
Because the numbers for the enemies are 12. You always have 12 of the players, so if it was 2 players, you have 6 each. 4 players, you have 3 each. But then you have 3 heart tokens, and then the 1 darkness token.
Yeah.
So it's like 15 to 13. So it leans players slightly, but that doesn't stop. Wow, that was number 1. 7, 4, 12, darkness. It's just like... And then, I mean, eventually you would get your 3 hearts.
Yeah, the track's full, so we reset everything. Theoretically, it's possible to be hit 13 times and only get 3 strikes.
Yeah.
And then it starts over.
Yep.
Now, that's extremely unlikely.
Yeah.
But it is possible.
But it's kind of that argument of the fact that it can happen is bad design.
Yeah.
And because they don't...
Too much luck.
It is a little too much luck. Or, kind of the other side is... Let's say it's going, okay, the enemy went 2 times, then it's my chit, then mine, and then yours, and Cat's like...
Yeah.
I ran out of boost cards.
Yeah, or a player is just like, I guess I can't play. Like, hopefully a heart goes, and then it's like, okay, a heart came out. Well, none of my cards are actually helpful right now, so...
But I have to spend my cards so that way eventually I can redraw.
Get good ones.
Right, especially because, your action is, if you want to be like, well, all my cards suck right now, is you pass.
Yeah.
So imagine
And
not...
get rid of 1 card.
Not ever going, and then your turn comes around, and you're like, my cards suck, I guess I'll pass. Mm-hmm. It's like you've been passing the whole game. Like...
Yeah.
And again, we haven't experienced that.
Right.
Like, we started... like
I'm sure it doesn't come up very often, but it can come up, and that's going to be an issue when it does.
This is essentially a make or break of this game, I think, for a lot of people. Now, like I said in the second quest, it is kind of like... Oh, and these feel so good, too. Like, the fact that they're plastic. It's just so nice. If these were cardboard, it's like, ew. But yeah, it's like, oh, who's it going to be? Oh, no, it was a 6. But that's the other thing. You really can't plan for anything. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, if he goes...
Even the fate where you can mitigate, you don't even know if it's a good idea to draw it now to use it.
Yeah, you spend it and draw 4, and you could get completely unlucky and draw 4 numbers.
Yeah. You can draw 3 numbers and the one person that's absolutely useless.
Yeah. Or, kind of another worse thing is you spend a fate, you draw 4, and it could be all of the same person.
It's possible.
If they haven't gone at all, and it's a 3-player game, it could be like, here's all 4 of the one person. Mm-hmm. So it's like the mitigation, at least they have some, but it's not...
It's still luck.
It's still very lucky. Like, it almost feels like a fate token should just let you outright choose who's going.
Or maybe draw a fate token after you've drawn 1 out of the bag, then draw 3 more.
Yeah, that's a good one, because, like, because this draw is, it's like, obviously we're not going to have him go, but it's between me and Kat now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's okay, I didn't have anything worth doing.
Right, or if you did, and it's like, well, I only have 1 action, and it's my taunt, that's not great, and Kat has 1 damage attack, and you're like, man, I have my full hand of best cards in my deck. So...
Oh, fight's over.
Yeah. I will say the 2 fights that we have had have been really good.
Yeah,
and
engaging.
They're engaging, they're unique.
And the boost is, we're all involved. So we're all thinking ahead is, do I do this now? Or maybe I can hang on to this for a little bit later.
Yes. I do think the boost is kind of a weird system. I felt like that was kind of their workaround this bag. Was, okay, if you're not getting to play, you can still boost. You still get to be engaged.
That's a thought.
But if you run out of your boost cards, you're like,
yeah,
okay, guess I'm done boosting.
Or like me, like, you want to get rid of a card?
Right,
Yeah.
Right.
Or get rid of a card?
It's like, okay, my only boost card is an additional attack. You guys need to do a red card. Mm-hmm. None of you have them? Okay. I'll just kind of sit here. And it's sounding like we're, like, dogging on the combat, and we are, but...
Specific aspects.
We hate it.
I don't hate it right now.
Think it's going to get old?
I think I can definitely see myself, because I don't like randomness in combat all that much. Like, that because, like, to me, randomness is, like, good whenever it's, like, you can see what... It's like rolling dice and be like, okay, based off these results, these are my actions. Mm-hmm. So I get to see what I got, and now I can plan for that. That's perfectly fine with me. It's like, oh, I'm really hoping for an attack die. Ah, dang it, I didn't get it. Okay, what can I do with this?
Like if we drew all of the chits in order, and then we knew what the order was, just played them?
Something like that, yeah. But being like, okay, I would really like to do something, let's hope randomness goes in my favor. That's what I don't like.
Yeah.
This doesn't really have that. It's just kind of like, well, let's see who it is. Okay, it's them.
Yeah.
It's us.
Mm-hmm. One of us.
It's us. It's us. I mean, and again, it could just... It's us.
And it can absolutely go that way.
Now
That's
it's
the
them.
thing.
Yeah. Now it's them. Now it's them. Now it's us. So it's like... them.
But now, like, going at that pacing as well, though, like, when you're doing it turn by turn by turn, like, it feels longer, so it feels a little more stressful.
Yeah. I definitely see what you're saying, because I was going to say the combat does feel quick, because you only get to do 1 space of movement, and then 1 action, and then it's like, who wants to boost it, what can we do? But you're right, yeah, if it's like in that string of stuff, I didn't draw Brett's shit
true.
once, except the heart. Mm-hmm. And each heart we've gotten has actually been like, well, I can do 6 damage, so I guess we'll pick me again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, very situational combat. I mean, here's the silver lining, though. The quests that we've done have been... The second one was a little bit longer because we actually had the town phase, but they've been... The battles themselves and everything have been about an hour.
Oh, okay.
So that, like, each quest has been roughly an hour.
Okay.
Which is not that bad, especially because Madara is another good example of this quest. This side quest keeps going. I've had 4-hour side quests.
God.
And that's roll dice and hope. That's I'm going to maneuver. We're going to do all this tactful stuff. Okay, if we use that ability, we can move you behind, which means we're flanking. And then if I hit, okay, so I'm going to spend all of my victory points, my action points to do this attack, and I missed. Like, I kid you not. And I start off with Madara, like whenever I do long sessions of like really being into it, and by the end of it, I'm just I'm furious. I'm like, I'm fucking over this. So, if these quests were 4 hours long, and the battle was the whole quest, this would make me throw up.
Or losing a battle was either a series hampering, or repeat, or go back to a previous quest.
Yeah.
Then, that would be a lot more irritating. And those are the kinds of game mechanics outside of the role-playing type of concept, in my mind, that make it work. But again, it just feels weird, straddling a line. Are you creating an immersive board game,
right?
Or are you creating a role-playing game with limited options for people who aren't that imaginative?
Yeah, no, 100%. Which is another good point. I keep comparing this to Madara, but that's because I can visually see the box.
Yes.
I would not have continued that if I didn't like the narrative.
Got it.
Like it's heavy storytelling.
Yeah.
And I really like the story. So, but if it was like half-ass story and those mechanisms, no, I would have checked out a long time ago.
Yeah. My best comparison with my more limited gameplay is with Sleeping Gods.
Yeah.
And it's far more open world, free to explore.
Yeah.
You're not, do this quest, do this quest. Now you've got a choice. Which one do you want to do?
Yeah.
But you only have those two choices.
This feels very more D&D kind of inspired. Hey, here's the mission you want to, here's your next session. And I like the fact, I thought since there were 21 quests, I thought it was literally going to go from 1 to 21.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not like that. It's 1 and 2, and then you can go to 3, but because we visited a certain location, that opened up quest 16.
Right.
And I like that. It feels a little bit more kind of like, hey, here's a world we created. I know, based off, I think one of the little pamphlets this game came with, it's like, more awaits in the Kinfire universe. It's like, okay, obviously you have plans. I really like the world so far. I like the idea of the Kinfire light. I mean, it's fantasy, but the characters are somewhat unique. Doesn't feel. I mean, it's like a dwarf, but usually dwarves aren't spellcasters.
That's true.
That's neat. But yeah, you have your tropes. You have your rogue and your sorcerer, hunt ranger, equivalent of a fighter, or barbarian, bard, sorcerer, rogue.
Yep, that's true.
But I think our characters do feel like what they're meant to be.
Yeah.
More fleshed out without having you come up with all the backstory and everything.
Yeah. What do you guys think of the adventuring system, and the town phase? Because we did the adventure at the beginning of Quest 2, where we kind of open that up.
I think it's nice that since it's a fail forward system, it sounds like even if you do poorly, let's say One Horn and Patchy absolutely destroyed us, that at least we could probably lick our wounds and then just keep going.
Yeah.
Meanwhile the caravan's just
ooh.
because we won, so he tossed us some money. If we'd lost, he probably would have been well, good thing there's a doctor in town, I guess.
Yeah.
Glad we got here because you weren't gonna protect us. But so I think that's fine, and I like that. Obviously, that's how we're gonna learn the story.
I can actually tell you, if we lost, we would have gained 4 coins, and we would have each gained an exhaustion.
Oh,
and then you keep going.
I don't want an exhaustion.
But that's the thing. It's like Gloomhaven is you lost, redo.
Ugh,
It's this took 2 hours.
No.
We lost at the very end.
Yeah.
It's no. Video games have that where it's you lost, redo the mission. It's well, yeah, I have to because the game is programmed. I can't break it.
Or you go back to your previous save point.
Yeah.
Which
and
is
it's
3/4 of the way through the mission.
Yeah.
Usually it's pretty fast to get caught up in a video game. Typically it is. It's a little frustrating still, and sometimes you can fight someone for an hour. But yeah, it's not just hey, I know you spent 2 hours of your real life time trying to strategize and end perfectly, but he got you on that last HP.
Yeah.
And you got to restart. It's no, this is my... No. I'm not going to do that.
No, 100%. That's I was actually talking, or not, I commented on someone's video where they were talking about Aeon Trespass, of how he was really into the story, but he didn't know if he wanted to make it easier on them. And I'm dude, it's your game.
Yeah.
If you lose a mission, to say no, we won and move on. It's a board game. It's tangible. You can cheat your way through the entire thing as long as that's what's going to make it enjoyable. If you're here for the narrative, if we're here for the story and we lose, and let's say it was a restart, no, we didn't. We won.
Yep.
And keep going.
And we've done that before.
Yeah, it's okay,
times.
Let's do the fucking Wayne's World, and then just oh hey, in a world where we did win, moving on. Versus video games like Dark Souls or the Armored Core, it's get good.
Yeah, yeah.
Or, obviously level up and stuff, but it's no. I very much enjoy the way this is paced.
Yeah.
It feels nice. It's not just combat to combat to combat to combat. I like the fact that it's
So far, it's been alternating.
And it's been light, yeah. Like, it's basically each quest is like, here's your deck. Read 2-1. Oh, now we have to make a choice.
Yeah.
I like the conundrum system.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where it's like, oh, this is kind of how our parties feel in this given scenario. Do we wait it out and just try and rest before we get into a fight, or do we go in guns blazing? And these are what these actual written characters feel.
Right. Rather than each person making up their mind.
Right.
Here's how your character is aligned.
Yes.
And now let's see who benefits from...
Yeah. And it's like, oh, because I honestly like these kinds of games where they are pre-written characters, because it takes some weight off of people who don't naturally roleplay. And they can be like, they can just be, oh, well, this is what my character says they believe and what they want to be about. Cool. That's how I'm going to start running them.
Yeah. But again, for me, this is all getting into the weird walking the line, because now pretty comfortable with the idea that we can't fail. It's just 2 levels of success.
Yeah.
Everything we do, which is an anti-game.
True.
An anti-board game concept where, in a cooperative game, yes, you can all lose together.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's...
And it may change.
And I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying in my mind it's just weird mentality.
Yeah.
Because I can do both, but doing both at the same time.
Yeah, and that could 100% change. We've only done 2 quests.
It's true.
These could be like... It
You
kind
die.
it kind of turns into, what do we want to get out of the story? Let's say the Ash and Bramble one, which we're doing next, will be like, that's a murder mystery. Do we want to solve that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and see what successes? It's kind of like playing the Sherlock Holmes games. Oh, do we really want to keep pushing to actually, for ourselves, solve it?
Mm-hmm.
Or do we just want to be like, it doesn't really matter. They're going to tell us what the answer is anyway.
Yeah.
And I like that, because I play enough heavy cooperative games, especially campaign games, that these are kind of a breath of fresh air. It's
Gotcha.
like, I can just come in and just enjoy a session or 2 and actually get a few in without having to be like, well, sorry, I know you drove all the way over here. We only got to do 1 because it took fucking forever.
Yeah.
The game adds a little bit of deck building, deck construction.
Yeah.
Where it's like, how do I want to play?
Yeah.
I think that's neat. I also like that it's like not just flood your deck with stuff.
Right.
Like, buy all these cards and now your deck is this big.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you add and thin at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Also didn't realize, that each action is paired with a boost. I think that's a smart system.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's kind of unique, and that's like, hey, this is your character. They have to have 4 red actions, 3 green actions, 2 blue actions, and then depending on who you are, that changes. Overall, I think my biggest potential gripe is this chit bag, even though it hasn't screwed us. It's gone more in our favor than...
And I've noticed
not.
our complaints are, we envision that this could be a
They're
problem.
That is true.
They're founded in nothing, but we know.
And what ifs, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't seem like, unless they start adding a lot of rules later on, that...
I don't think a campaign game's gonna have rules.
Well, I guess, in terms of... This seems to be, like the whole, this is what you start with. And then you go to Quest 2, and then you get another rule book, which is also slightly nice.
Yeah.
Of just being, piecing it together bit by bit.
Yeah.
It would be very annoying if they just all of a sudden turn this on its head. Like, no, this enemy now gets to go twice in a row. It's like, but they can't do that because all their tokens are in this bag.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of what action it's going to do.
We just have, as gamers, the knowledge that can go south so quick.
Yeah. Which some people might really like. They might love the fact that, hey, fighting these weird, this wyvern, you don't know how it's going to act. It's a wild aggressive animal. Like, if I was to go up with a sword against a bear, I'm not going to be like, okay, the bear is going to exactly move to the left. Whenever he does, that's when I'll strike. It's like, I hope he moves to the left because I'm aiming for that. And he went after my knees. So, and that's why I said this might get annoying as time goes on, because right now I can be thematic about it. I can get into it, and that helps alleviate randomness.
Yep.
But eventually, mechanisms start to wear on me, where it's like, I just want to go. I just want to play the
Yes,
game.
yeah.
I just want to win, and I can't be thematic anymore because we're just getting fucked on this entire time.
Yeah, the mechanics are getting in the way of the theme.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're right. I mean, our complaints with the combat are not actually really founded on experience. It's like,
But we can
well,
certainly see
this could
it
happen.
absolutely could. And statistically, it will at some point.
Yeah.
For some people.
Yeah. And then if you watch that video, then you'll see my real life frustration of like,
4
are
to
you
1.
kidding me? Like, really? Because that's the other thing. It's like you lose a campaign or a battle when one goes down.
Yes.
Not when all.
Yeah.
Well, at least the ones we've been in. We assume that it's going to continue that way.
That's true. It does kind of, yeah, all of them have said, when a seeker goes down, read this.
Yeah.
I like what's also interesting, this could be good or bad, it's because I play a lot of Dark Souls and Elden Ring. I like that they included multi-stage battles,
Yeah.
where it's like, oh, thank God we beat it. Oh, fuck, it's getting up. It's like playing Dark Souls and you're like, oh, I did it. Why'd Latin start singing? Just like,
Where did this choir come from?
oh my God, I have no healing left.
Dorime.
Yeah, exactly. So, and it even says in the rulebook, it's like, hey, some enemies might have more than 2 stages. It's like,
Which means, of course they will.
right. So, overall, there's not really I have to complain about,
Right.
because it is engaging. Foreteller narration kills it. Get rid of the guy narrator. I think her voice is way better. Don't know why he has to be like, and my turn to talk. Thought that
Or
was-
people can choose.
or let someone choose, yeah, but it is kind of weird where she's reading and I'm like, hell yeah. Why is he talking now?
Yeah.
It's written, it's not like it's 2 people, it's the same narration. Why is he just now butting in?
Yeah.
Because when I first heard that, when I watched the first video, I thought it was, I'm like, oh, that's a prototype thing. But nope, it's just him.
Or you got the prototype app.
Oh no. I got it for free too.
Oh, that's why. You want one voice,
That
you
is
pay.
true.
If you want that woman to talk to you, you gotta pay.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm very pleased with the pacing. I like how new stuff is introduced based off quests. Because it's like, oh, these are your standard elements. But they keep mentioning, hey, lingering effects. It's like, well, why would you keep saying lingering effects when exhaustion's the only one there? Probably other quests bring different effects in.
Yeah.
Right.
But we don't know.
Like you're on fire.
You're perpetually on fire. I would imagine poisoned would be one.
I can see that.
That's the only one I can think of off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Fire. Oh, is this a temporary status? No, you're just always on fire.
Oh, that's generally how it happens.
From here
And
on out.
and
For
it,
the
like
rest of your life.
and the town phase, I like that we couldn't just do every single one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it's like, because that gets kind of like, okay, we'll just go in order. You know, it's like, oh man, we can only do 3, but one has to be the inn.
But it's
Well-
possible the order might matter in some cases.
Yeah,
But
and they include stuff that's like
if you have
situation.
this, memory,
Yeah,
so that's going to come up at some point.
yeah. If you have this memory, then now read this.
Oh, yeah.
That stuff is always exciting
Yeah.
in a narrative game where it's like, oh man, what if we did have that? Because you could have failed the thing to not grab it.
Oh no, I couldn't.
Not me.
No, me, I'm wisdom boy.
No, don't ask me to do anything else.
So, yeah. What do you guys got anything else?
I don't think
Anything
so.
cool to bring up?
How's the packing and unpacking?
Oh yeah.
Just physically.
Super clean.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like this one and the other campaign game that I'm doing is Isofarian Guard. The teardown is super quick and setup is super quick. This took whenever I set this up so we could play today, I did it on my lunch break last night, like 15 minutes. Because this board that everything is kind of organized on is the lid, and it's magnetized, so you just pop that off, flip it over, and then it's like, okay, here's the map, which I love. Like the Plaid Hat Games map book, these need to be in everything. Get rid of tiles, get rid of all that, because that shit's super annoying.
Yeah.
map books. That is just like, oh, flip to number 4. Boom, we're done. Organize all those. Those are all together. And the quests, like all the, like this quest 2 stuff, like these cards and then these just go back in there.
Nice.
Pretty cool.
And everything for the player characters goes in these things. That's it. That's it. And it's all just congested and organized, and it's like boom, boom, boom. Yeah, it's very clean. That's what I mean by just accessibility.
Gotcha.
So I do like that a lot, because whenever I do Madara or Aeon Trespass or Oathsworn, it's not an ordeal, but like Madara covers this entire table, like with just shit. That's like, oh, like, and that one has a lot of, okay, you activated this trigger, open this book to this page to find out what tiles to add and what enemies to grab, and it's like, didn't plan for any of that. So this is like, nope, everything's right here. Just the loot box is this. I mean, the void box goes in here that we just pop in, and boom, we're done.
Cool.
It's very nice.
Any comments on the rules? You've been reading the rule books and clarity.
So
Typos.
that's no, I haven't seen any typos, but that's kind of the. It depends on how you like your rules. If you want to be the person like me that wants to kind of know everything ahead of time, like I want to plan ahead because it's not fun for you guys to be like, oh, sorry, well, I didn't know about what town exploration was, so unfortunately we have to read that together instead of me already knowing ahead of time.
Right.
But some people might enjoy it because they're casually playing and they don't want to be overloaded with rules, so they want to get in immediately, and this thing gets you in. The combat tutorial told you what to do for the first 2 rounds. You're like, cool, got it. But then whenever you have to be like, okay, so do fate tokens carry over? Which rule book is that going to be in? It's like, what about armor? It says I have 3 armor. Is that the max I can ever have? Or is that just what I draw up to?
And the questions are because the rule books don't lend themselves to just reading through them.
I can't find them. Yeah, there's not going to be.
Or they're not organized well enough to know.
There's not going to. I mean, they just don't have an index for me to be like, I need to know about armor.
Gotcha.
Don't know. Is that in the combat rulebook or is that in the get started rulebook?
Yeah.
Isofarian Guard has that same problem, which they're fixing in their reprint, where it's too much. They have like indexes and things everywhere, and it's just like, I just need to find one thing. Nope. Spent 5 minutes looking in that one. It's not there. Not in that one either. I guess it's easier to just look online. Just Google it.
Yeah, that's true.
Or hope someone in the comments tells you if fate tokens carry over or if armor can be stacked beyond the number here.
It's like super no.
It's like, no, whenever you had 8 armor, you cheated. It's like, well, I didn't even get hit, so it didn't matter.
Didn't even need that.
And component quality is really good. I mean, these are kind of thin, but they just kind of lay there, so you're not fiddling with them a lot. The dials are ass. Those, like, these are fine. These are kind of tight, which I enjoy. But yeah, the health dials are, like, well, this one's actually pretty good. But it almost feels like the pins are not long enough to latch on the other side.
Got it.
So I might end up not using those at all. But that's it. I think I did a majority of the talking. Kat, I think you hate this game.
I do. How'd you know?
Oh, you didn't chime in on anything, so.
She didn't object to any of our positives.
See?
Or our negatives. Well, actually, the negatives she chimed in.
Yeah.
Oh, the chip bag. Oh, I hate it. Hate it. Well, what about the adventuring?
It's fine.
Yeah, we did some.
Yeah, that was in the game. It did what it set out to do.
That's cool.
All right, on the scale of 1 to 10, what is your preliminary ranking for Kinfire Chronicles? We'll start with Kat so we can get it over with.
I mean, right now it's at like there's no reason it shouldn't be at a 9.
Even with the chip bag.
Even with the chip bag.
And even with like
We've only done 2!
well, even with the adventuring.
Yeah.
You didn't chime in on any. I assumed you hated it all.
Why do you assume when no one has a comment that it's negative?
Because I have heard many, many times, wow, he talks over everyone, and so I try to give people a chance. And when they don't talk, it's like
when we don't say anything, you think it's a negative. It's that we're holding back saying negative things.
I don't hold back
That's
saying
all.
negative things. I'm pretty.
She's been outspoken off camera about negative things.
Yeah. Whenever we were in between questions, she's like, I love this game. It's so much fun. I enjoy this, and this.
I did not.
I know. But I've just heard it so many times of like, wow, he talks more than everyone else. It's like...
You think about this stuff more than anyone else.
Oh, that's very true.
And you've got a lot more comparison.
And it's like, because I know you guys don't actually care, but man, it's like, they don't say anything. Like, I have to, what am I going to do?
Oh, I know. It's not, you're not railroading conversations. Just a lot of the times you go, yep. Yeah, that's a good, yeah. And sometimes we have something else to offer.
So, Brett, where are you sitting? Cat's at a 9.
I'm going to say 8 now.
That's where I'm at as well. An old Ada Reno.
Mm-hmm. Be interesting to see if it wears out its welcome or if it gets even more interesting.
Right. It kind of does. For it to really go higher than that, then narrative kind of has to take off.
Yeah.
For me, which obviously we're 2 quests in out of a potential 21.
Yeah. Oh, do we want to, like, hedge our bets? Like, obviously, the Kinfire is dying.
Yeah, so...
I think that the Hierophant in on it.
Ooh.
Calling it.
Intrigue already.
Yeah, so the Kinfire seems to be kind of like the bonfires, or in Tainted Grail, it's the oh man, I don't remember what those things are called, but essentially lanterns that are pushing back the darkness, because the darkness from the Starless Night is like encroaching and like burning out cities is kind of what, and the main city is like the only thing that's kind of alive to keep it civilization from crumbling, is what I've gathered so far from the story. And so they're constructing a lighthouse.
Yeah, because it's not reaching as far now.
That's right.
But the Hierophant herself is coming personally. Why? Government doesn't get involved unless they have something bad to do.
That's true. Yeah.
Well, that's our world. This is a different world. They might be helpful.
This one might actually be good.
She's like nothing but good.
Yeah, I mean, it's very curious to see kind of
That's
what,
my bet, though.
like if they have included stuff like that.
Yeah.
There are a lot of enemies, like, because I have the upgrade kit, which turns these chits into acrylic standees, which is very, very nice. There's a lot of enemies in there, a huge variety from what I've kind of seen, so I am curious to see kind of just how the narrative goes.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting when we're fighting 4 at a time, and the decisions that we have to make.
We gotta leave someone behind.
No, that's actually a really good point. That's something that Kat brought up when we did our second fight of like multi-use enemies, because it's like
we had one almost knocked out and then went, ooh,
yeah,
we don't want to do that yet.
Yeah, because it's like, because you would think, oh, we took out that one, therefore all those numbers are dead. And here it's like, nope, now the other one gets to go just as strong, and it's like, oh, yes, very good.
Got better.
Very good point, Kat. The one that is the weakest now is going to be going way more often, and we will probably just get dotted from hurt the entire time.
Like all of a sudden he's just like, oh no, and then he's just like,
yeah. Well, they do it. There's like a battle in Dark Souls. It's Ornstein and Smo, and whichever one you kill, their abilities transfer to the other one. So it's like, man, so which one do you want to kill first? And also the one that you kill last, you get their armor set. So it's like, man, which armor set do I want? So I'm gonna have to deal with this harder one to get that armor. I like that. It's like, well, that one's healthier, but the other one sucks more. So who do we kill? Because Oathsworn has that kind of stuff where it's like whenever you hit, damage a location, it immediately triggers, but there's no way to counter it going. So it's like, man, do we whittle all its health locations down to 1, or do we just tank 1 so we can just space out the amount of times it's going to go?
Yeah, and focus on all the others.
Yeah,
one by one.
Exactly. So I like that decision making where it's like you're kind of prepping for the bad stuff.
Yeah.
Can we mitigate that going more than once, or like we did, whittle them both down and then tank it?
So I'm going to say the more I think about it, the more we analyze, the more I think it's a good balance between game mechanics and role-playing immersion.
Yeah, and it should be.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited to continue.
So I'm going to say 8.
I'm also at an 8.
I'm gonna go down to a 7 actually. No.
Actually, yeah.
I don't want to be immersed in this world.
Yeah.
I can hate role
Oh, you know what I guess we do miss out on if we don't win? We don't get the trophies.
We don't deserve
That's true.
them.
Well, if we don't win the combats, yeah.
If we don't win the
Yeah.
combat, yeah. So
Yeah.
that's something else you miss out on, where it's like it explained, hey, if you have the wyvern, you can get a wyvern cloak. Well, that's fucking cool. Like
Probably.
a lot of games don't do that with like trophies and stuff. That's pretty neat. Some Witcher elements
Right.
involved.
No, I just want to have it on my saddle.
Yeah, what's the passive stat boost that I get? Anyway, that's our thoughts on Kinfire Chronicles so far. Let us know what you think of the game in the comments below. Other than that, stick around for the rest of the series, and like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you. Hey everyone, thank you for watching, and I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you would like to see more of my content, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell to be notified whenever I upload any new content. If you feel like supporting the channel, you can go ahead and click that Patreon link to be taken to my Patreon, and any help is truly appreciated. Other than that, stick around for any other run-throughs or reviews or cool top 10s or whatever I feel like putting on. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.